It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Welcome everyone to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 a.m. The Answer. Live this Sunday. We're back live here on the patio at Milberger's, so give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
Well, I was kind of, we were talking about swallowtails and everything, and I looked over there, and there's some gardeners going through the tomatoes. Mm-hmm. That reminded me that I need to find see if there's another celebrity tomato over there, because mine, for some reason, got broken.
Broken? Like in half? Like
with the top fell off.
The top?
Either because my beloved Tilly helps me garden.
Yes.
And she likes to lay right close, but I didn't see her do it. But and then, of course, we all, you've got all the other wildlife trafficking through there, too. But then a lot of wind. There was a lot of wind.
Yeah.
So anyway, that just reminded me, Mark and I have to keep reminding ourselves, don't let, this time of the year, especially if you got favorite tomato varieties, desirable tomato varieties, the determinate and the semi-determinate, the recommended ones, make sure you get them when you're ready, because it's time to plant them.
That's what I did yesterday on our day off.
What'd you plant?
I planted a BHN 968 in a half molasses tub, all by itself this year. So we'll see how. Last year I planted 2 side by side, and I'm going to give you all the room this year, all the room, all the fertilizer, all the water.
I did this. I did the same thing as many years as I've planted them, and last year reminded me that they'll take advantage of and translate into production if you give them more space. Mm-hmm. So I got a 8-foot garden bed, and so I planted them between. I planted two plants in every 4 feet, and then also 3 feet between the rows. So I'm hoping that'll give a little more space than I had last year, and maybe reduce the number of leaf-footed bugs and stink bugs that are in there. But they so far, other than the broken celebrity, the tomatoes have done pretty well. Hi.
You have a question? I'm sorry?
I can't hear you then.
We can't hear it.
I have to hear you, yes.
You did that? Yeah. That's best.
All right.
We're old and we don't hear well. Some of us have hearing aids.
That's another reason why.
You can hear me because you don't have speakers on.
Oh, that's
But he has his own little scientific hearing aid speaker.
Okay. Well, here's my question.
All right.
I used to until I just pulled
I
the
have
car
a
here.
beautiful purslane, but during the night something eats every single flower on it.
What is it?
It was purslane.
Huh?
Purslane or moss rose.
Oh.
Guess what I'm holding up here?
It's eating all the flowers.
What is eating?
I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
You got.
I think it's a little caterpillar.
Okay, you got lots of choices.
Okay.
You know what else will even eat them? English sparrows and house finches.
Yeah, and the little ends.
Especially if it's they're hard pressed for moisture. But they will eat that foliage too. But on the you're right. The caterpillars there. The good news is that if you get some Sluggo or something in there,
and here's why I brought it up to the counter today.
Oh, good.
For those who were listening yesterday, I made a suggestion to myself. Don't forget the Sluggo Plus on Sunday.
Now you were going to also check, Mark, to see is that organic or is that manufactured?
Look at the bottom. It says for organic gardens.
All right.
So the chemicals are iron phosphate. That's what I knew. But when it said plus, what do I mean? They added spinosad.
Okay.
So it is. You can use this. It takes slugs and snails. That's the other. So we don't know exactly caterpillar, birds, or snails.
Will this take care of caterpillars?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because of the, what did I just say? Spinosad.
Okay.
So.
Well, I just want my flowers back.
Well, you can
I use it for my... I have had a lot of trouble with pentha and begonias getting eaten.
Oh.
So that's what I've been using, too.
Awesome.
And I think Mark uses it
no,
for
because I got to use it for the rest of the show. You go ahead. This is mine. Sluggo Plus. Sluggo Plus.
Yeah, there's several choices in there.
So get the plus.
I would recommend
Okay.
because of that extra spinosad.
Okay. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Good question. A lot of folks are faced with that right now.
A very serendipitous
including Mark and I.
Because we were going to talk about this today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't quite listen to all of our program yesterday. Our tape delayed. But I did say during our Wednesday taping that I would look at Sluggo Plus because Calvin brought that up. He goes, "Is that organic?" And I went,
You know, because...
I said, I don't know, it has a mineral component, and I guess that's not technically organic, but it's still produced and not chemically made.
I was trying to remember what the products were that we used in the past. They were very effective in there, but they were manufactured. Mm-hmm. But this also works well, and it's got organic products too, so
right.
May as well use it. If it's competitive in terms of the price and meets the needs, of course it's a pesticide.
Well,
so
look at that. It has a caterpillar on the cover there,
and slugs and snails.
Earwigs, cutworms, sawbugs, aka pillbugs, aka roly-polies. Slugs and snails. It's a mineral, so it's not technically organic. Organic is something that has a carbon molecule attached to it, but it's considered organic. Well, and then certainly the spinosad is organic.
Yeah, it might be more accurate to say it's not manufactured.
Yeah.
But there are some products out there manufactured that are effective too. So check the ones you have. If you've got some baits that are in your garage, your shed, or wherever you keep them, go ahead and use them. Or if you're more inclined to use organic, this is a product that we've had good luck with. Very good luck. The plus, though, is important if you're trying to deal with the pentas and the begonias and
those plants. Now, and begonias are what affects me the most. The pillbugs. They'll eat holes all the way through. Both the whoppers and the regular ones. So I always keep a little bottle of Sluggo Plus on hand.
And then it's the bait, the granule, makes it easier to use in containers.
Correct. It's real simple. The instructions are extensive, but they are fairly simple. What you're going to do is going to spread it around the bottom of the container, make a little defense ring, and then maybe a few teaspoons in the container itself, so as bait.
I know a lot of gardeners are saying, well, I guess every morning the leaves are stripped, but I never see any of the slugs and snails. Well, if you're ambitious, you really want to see them get up and as soon as it's dark, and you usually will find them.
So, yeah, I should say, back in the old days, when the national anthem and the flag came on the TV stations, you can go out and probably see some. Well, they don't do that anymore, do they? They don't shut the TV stations down at 2.
But and then I've told this story many times about showing the neighbor kids about the baits and
yeah, it's good.
And their parents brought it to her mother brought it to my attention that she appreciated me providing horticulture education, but her kids couldn't sleep for 2 nights after I had showed them the
chemical working,
the slugs and snails falling in the beer.
Oh yeah, it was a beer trap that we used to do.
It was
and drowned.
Yeah,
they were drowning and suffocating. Albeit happy. They were happy at going in.
And she wasn't impressed with the fact that I said it could be cheap beer or expensive beer or it could be warm beer. She said she was more interested in her kids' well-being. There was now with Sluggo Plus, that's a different option. Both of them are equally effective, but Sluggo Plus is more discreet.
Well, I mean, the iron phosphate. Did I say that right? Yeah, iron phosphate. That would shrivel them all up into some would call it a nasty
Did you find any of the bodies?
No, because they're all shriveled up. The iron phosphate has destroyed all their membranes and everything.
So it shouldn't cause any nightmares for children.
Other than they're screaming in pain as the slugs and snails die, but other than that.
Alex, we probably should
we need a retreat. Retreat.
Need a less somber topic.
Oh, we could talk about how BT works too.
BT.
When the caterpillar eats it.
That is a good thing to bring up. Let's see. I think my column next. Let's see. What is the? Trying to think of what the column is for next. Oh, it's water.
Yeah.
Water for the meeting the needs of the birds out there, and if you want to desirable things just for the kids to see, have a bird bath out there, and especially with one with a little recirculating. They cost about $30 at internet. I'm not sure what they cost here at Milberger's, but one of the recycling mechanisms, and you can get either a solar one or a plug-in. I've used the plug-in for years, and they last 3 years, and they don't. They even when the water dries out, they don't quit working. You got to just fill it with water, and
that's just recycling the water. Okay.
Yeah, just in a bird bath that's only 2 inches tall.
Yeah.
And by the end of the day, of course, they're nearly out of water, dry. But
I was going to say you'd still have to make sure you refill the basin.
Yeah,
on a daily or every other day basis.
One of the questions people ask when you tell them about that process, they say, "Well, what about those mosquitoes laying larvae in there? And I said, well, if not here in San Antonio, because those birdbaths dry out at the end of the day. End of the day.
Moving water is not the best for mosquitoes. So that's another thing.
Yeah, that recirculating water, the mosquitoes will not breed in that.
Right. I said recycling. I meant recirculating.
Yeah. And so you got a couple of the choices there. In the article, we don't want to deflate the impact of the article, but one of the things we talk about is how neat it is to have a drift of bird baths, 5 of them or 7 of them, and they're easy to do and maintain and very effective. And I even list 20 bird species that the typical neighborhood or a typical landscape gardener would see in a week at bird baths. So anyway, it'll be an interesting topic. I'm sure we'll get a lot of interest and comments about it. But in the meantime, our article today says gardeners should beware of cat's claw vine. Well, that was the article for yesterday. But,
and if everybody listened to the show yesterday, they would know that I harbor great hatred. I can't say anywhere else. Great hatred for the cat claw vine. I respect it. It's durable, has a pretty flower, but it does harm my trees.
And you know that there was, if I remember right, there was some interest in domesticating. I mean, there were even a few nurseries that had some kind of a version of it some years ago. But I don't see it for sale anymore.
No.
And that's good because it is, as Mark indicated, it is a pretty undesirable plant to have in your landscape. It's an exotic plant, of course, but it has beautiful flowers. That's the one thing, that the beautiful yellow flowers that are blooming now.
And I respect it. It's durable. It is sensitive to freeze, but not as sensitive as I hope.
Not nearly as sensitive as
like coral vine.
Coral vine,
I mentioned that yesterday.
Yeah, coral vine. Yeah, they both kind of grow in waves across your yard and over the buildings and the trees. But the coral vine, the minute the cold weather shows up, it's done for down to the ground. But the cat's claw is going to fight the battle, and it's got a sticky thorn. The thorns aren't savage, but it's a sticky kind of thorny situation.
Well, wants to have more time to talk about it. We're going to take a quick break. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, right here on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We're talking about Calvin's article. Mainly, it's about cat's claw.
Well, the first
part
topic was, but the next subject, well, the couple of subjects were the Ruellia. At least 3 of the Ruellias are blooming right now in our landscapes, and one of them's a native that's blooming out there next to the Salvia coccinea, and then there's our two right here that are pretty well. One right here, I don't know where the other one is.
Yeah.
Ruellia.
We used to have some in the certified butterfly garden. I don't know if we still have because I haven't been over there for a while. But that's the Mexican petunia, and that has a reputation of expanding its range in a short period of time.
The seed spreads, takes over. And in my neighborhood, they're blooming up a storm. They're very, very attractive in raised beds and in
containers. I like them in executive containers.
like almost a half whiskey barrel, about 15 gallons or bigger.
So they're tall enough that you can put something on the bottom to overhang the sides, like silver ponyfoot or what else is a nice one?
I've seen
some of the moss roses.
One of the most effective ways I've seen them used were in these half whiskey barrel size containers around the driveway, so a circle driveway, and the plants are upright and they're very disciplined.
Yeah, so they have a look that works well with half whiskey barrel.
Yeah.
That type of flower and that type of stem.
4 feet plus.
Yeah, it just lends itself well aesthetically to that type of container. But we have the Katy dwarf, which is a relative. Speaking of discipline, very disciplined. It's going to get 6 inches. 8 inches? What do you think? 6 to 8. Yeah, a foot? You think a foot?
Oh yeah, in my yard it's.
Okay.
I mean, it makes a wonderful ground cover or in a container, a little container.
As the blue, we always have a discussion on it. Blue, purple, lavender, whatever, and then a pink.
I watched that process today. Mary, there was a gardener there, and Mary was discussing the colors with them. And they originally had the blues.
Yeah.
And then
they saw the pink.
Yeah, and then they took out the blues and put the pinks in there.
Which is what we find quite often.
But I'd like the blue. The blue has got a kind of a purple tingle to it.
Yeah.
And it is the normal one we see, and makes a great ground cover. Will bloom in partial shade or full sun. And I was trying to. The deer it's not a favorite deer food, but in a desperate strait, I've seen it sometimes. My edge of my yard, they would nibble at it, but it's not something that they would pick if they had the choices. But gosh, it's a nice ground cover.
Before we continue, we have a caller coming in, 210-308-8867. We have James on the line. James, it's good to hear from you.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great.
Excellent, sir.
Yeah, it's hot and dusty out here.
Well, it's hot here, not dusty, but...
Well, we're on the porch, so that helps a little bit. Surrounded by beautiful flowers.
And one fan.
It must be nice sharing a fan on the porch.
I don't know. Our chief radio technician seems to have the control of the fan. It just seems to run against his back.
It's hitting all of us.
Doesn't quite get to us, I don't think.
Well, take a vote. It's a democracy, right?
No.
What's up, James?
No. Hey, have you ever heard of the onion called candy?
Yes.
Yes, sir. That was one. We had six or eight bundles here, and that was one of them.
Well, I haven't had much luck with Dixondale in the last couple of years. We got plants that didn't have any roots, and by the time we realized what was going on and got them replaced, we were late with the crop and blah, 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 and it wasn't working out. So Home Seeds has got pelletized candies. They sell them by they start with 1,000 seeds. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm going to order. And we've got enough 128 trays to, quite a few to sow the seeds in. Mm-hmm. But I'm wanting to ask you, growing professionals, when do you think would be a good time to get those trays going so I could have a nice transplant around the middle of November?
November.
Yeah. How many weeks are we going to go back? 8?
Let's see. With the 10-15, we plant in October. So if you planted it in the seed in the 1st of October, that.
Well, I was going to say.
No, I wouldn't have. It wouldn't even come up for 2 weeks.
Right. So in my head, it's either going to be 6 or 8 weeks prior.
8 weeks.
Well,
yeah. Let's see. So the 10-15 would be. Well, that would be the just the 1st of October then, huh?
No, if we're planting them, or we're planting slips in the ground, we do it at 10-15.
I like to plant mine. Oh, and the slips? No, is he going to use slips or seed?
Well, no, he's going to use seed, but I don't know if seed correct or trying to grow slips and then plant them.
I want to plant a live plant because I'm tired of getting.
That's what I'm talking
from
about.
From Dixondale.
Yeah.
I want a live plant that I know is going to grow to put into the ground to make a big, nice white onion.
Right.
Well, I'm surprised at that because I've been growing Dixondale stuff for 15, 20 years, and I've had great luck with it, including the candy. Yeah. Which, my favorite, though, is the, of course, the 10-15.
No, it's the one, Red Creole, that we like.
Well, that's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them, okay.
Yeah.
Well, there's an old yellow grana.
And we had 8 varieties last year.
And that I think you've done before. So I'm to get a slip and then plant in the ground. I think I want to do it 6 weeks.
In these temperatures, it takes 10 days for them to come up.
Well, okay. Well,
that's 2 weeks.
Yeah. So, maybe let's split the difference. Let's go 3.
Well, he does.
You get a good slip.
I'm thinking at least 8-9 weeks from seed.
Okay. Well, see, I was in the area then.
Calvin, I've been with Dixondale as long as you've been with them. And the last couple of years, who's ever been harvesting those or ripping, there's no roots on them.
Huh.
And that's the problem.
Surprises me. I was thinking, the last couple of years, I had to kind of say, of course, I get excited when there's 8 different varieties, right. And they all look wonderful.
Yeah, I know. As we look at across the bend here, bins, and you're like, wow, I want that one.
I always, for a number of those years, I always planted more than I could use. So now I'm trying to limit myself to the Red Creole and the 10-15, a couple, and just so I have enough to harvest the green onions, and then also to harvest some full-size onions. Well, that'll be interesting.
The guy that's running Dixondale, Bruce Frazier, is the nicest, smartest man on the planet. But who's ever ripping them out of the ground and, packaging them up, I must be getting that guy every time I order because they don't have any roots on them.
Well, as you say, he's a good fella in all ways. Just mention that to him.
Yeah.
Bruce stops.
Yeah. So just say that I've had some quality control issues. And just leave it at that, and he would find out.
Yeah, he never hesitated to correct, to address any issues that Milberger's has had over the years. So,
but then you plant those onions, and then they don't come up, and you look at them and you wonder what the heck's going on. Well, that's 2 weeks, and then you tell them what's wrong, and that's another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then they send you more plants, and that's another week. And by the time you get everything sorted out, you're a month or two behind. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to put a live onion plant in the ground, and we're going to take care of all those problems.
Let us know how that goes.
So
we'll compare what we've got to what you got.
So what did we agree on, you and I? 6 or 8 weeks? 6 to 8 weeks.
9.
9.
Okay.
Hey, is that candy a big white sweet onion?
Yes.
Or is it yellow?
Big is always a relative term. It's a large size as comparison to the other ones like the.
Well, it seemed real popular too.
Yeah.
It was attractive.
So I would keep an eye on every week. I'd keep an eye on how many were in the bins, how many groups of slips were still in there, and how many were out.
When you say slips, how different is that from the? So like
when I say
we get
slip,
bundles.
When in my youth, back in Michigan, we take all those bundles, and those were all little slips, all those little ones. They had a green top and a little white showing.
Okay.
And a little root dangling thing out of it.
So here at Milberger's, generally we have them bundles.
We have bundles of slips, is what I always used to say.
Huh? I know, but generally they're big. They're at least 3 or 4 inches tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're not.
I'm going 2. I'm going 2 to 3.
Well, when it comes to loading those trays, guys, when it comes to loading those 128 trays, naked seed is impossible. I want to use the pellets because that's going to be a lot easier to load those trays.
Have you ever seen the seeds? Yeah, of course you have.
I used to plant it naked by the pound, but I don't want to do that on my trays. I want to use the pellet seed.
Wait a minute. I don't ever want to see you planting naked by the light of the moon.
Naked seed, man. Not pelletized.
Okay.
So that's going to make it a lot easier to get them trays loaded, don't you know?
Yes. But what are you going to use in the tray then?
Well, Johnny's recommends a 128 tray for onions.
Yeah. But what's the mix?
Oh, it's okay. You might want to write this down.
So you're going to use your own mix.
It's 50 peat and 50 vermiculite, but 10% of that is earthworm castings because the earthworm castings are real important when it comes to germinating seeds.
All right.
And you only need to put about 10% of the mix.
Okay. And that's by
I don't like the perlite because it dries out too fast. The vermiculite stays moist a little bit better in those smaller trays.
Okay.
But you would know more about that than me because that's what you used to do.
No, I didn't used to. I was on the down end, so I had other people planting them in the greenhouses. So this is for those who know. This is up in Hudsonville, in the muck lands, and we were growing them from seed in the greenhouses, and then slipping them out into the field.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
No wonder he switched to trees.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay, thanks, man.
All right.
Keep us informed, James. Appreciate the info.
Thank you, James.
All right.
210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Before James' call, I know we were still going through the rest of your article, Calvin.
Yeah.
Well,
before Calvin starts.
Yes.
I had a a woman from Beaumont, Texas, and she was on Facebook, and she said, we moved to New Braunfels. Please help. I need some color plants. Or plants for the yard for color and sun and I looked at her photo and it was both sun and shade, and I texted her back. Well, just look at Dr. Finch's article in the Express News. You'll get some ideas. And why don't you? So hopefully we have another listener out there and she can learn all about color in the landscape. Take it away, Calvin.
Well, with the article also, we talked about the Ruellia, the dwarf Mexican petunia, and the full-size Mexican petunia, and then that native violet Ruellia that's growing up a storm out there in the landscapes. But one of the other things that we talked about in the article is lantanas, and when we wrote the article with the lantanas that were most obvious were the naturalized, the chimera, and the native horrida, which you get a real debate about whether they're natives or they're naturalized or they're hybrids or what they are, but they're the ones that you see out there with those nice mounds, quite often planted side by side, every and full of blooms right now and full of butterflies. And then the other thing we mentioned in the article was about the new gold lantana, and all three of those are blooming up a storm right in front of us. But there's another one that is one of our favorites that is also now blooming up a storm, and that's the spreading lantana. What color do we describe it?
Purple trailing lantana.
Yeah.
Or trailing purple lantana, one or the other.
And that's another species, and it's got that kind of different characteristics in terms of the bloom. It blooms more successfully in the spring and in the fall, and likes cool weather, and in fact will bloom quite a long time into the winter, as long as the winter is mild.
So if you have an open space or just a little bit shady, then you can plant a combination of these two and have color.
Well, it'd be kind of cool the way it looks here at Milberger's, where they got the lavender and the new gold right adjacent to each other, and so technically you probably would end up with blooms in the hottest part of the summer from the new gold, and then blooms in the spring and in the fall from the lavender. And there is I don't see any of them here yet, but they'll be back here. There's a white blooming spreading lantana too, the same species as the lavender, that is very attractive. But those lantanas, and if you're looking for deer-proof plants, I would even go. Mark brought some of the deer repellents up here. I always recommend that you spray some, even when it's a deer-proof plant like lantanas, that when you plant some new plants, you go ahead and spray at least some liquid fence or one of these. Mark will talk about the other one. Spray them once every couple weeks for a while, because in case anybody hasn't noticed, but I'm sure they have if they have deer, the deer get pretty bossy and curious and want to taste everything, any change in the landscape. And so they'll even pull out new planted lantanas just to taste them. Generally, they don't eat them very much because it's not the taste that they favor. But these plants, the lantanas, are, if you're looking for a plant that's one that really attracts the pollinators, these are included in that list. And you can just tell that if you're here at Milberger's, because they're where we quite often see the most of the different butterfly species.
Right.
And now, the minute I say that, we'll see they'll be in the Ruellia, or they'll be in the blue plumbago, or on the zinnias, but quite often they are in the lantana, and they're a permanent plant. They'll freeze back in the rain. I mean, in the winter, but they'll be back in the spring. And then, of course, as we mentioned, the lavender spreading lantana is one that has a tendency to go into put up with cooler weather than most of the lantanas. Mark, what's your issues on the lantana? And then
I was also going to say there's one you forgot that I forgot. I remembered this past week. On the lantana, yeah. So the debate continues on whether Chimera is naturalized now or still an invasive, non-native, and that tends to be the tan or the purplish-looking one and yellow. Frequently, the variety name was called ham and eggs. But we also have crosses, the hybrids, with the horrida and the camera with the red flowers. And frankly, I like the reds.
And boy, there's a
whole nice selection of red and orange, because the native one is orange and yellow.
And they make they're generally a mound.
Right. So all these are some are taller, some are shorter, but all mound. And the one that's really a mound is the new gold. That will spread to get to maybe 18 inches, foot and a half, but it will spread out a wide distance. In front of my front yard, I have a selection of new gold lantana, and it's 6 inches tall and 36 inches wide. Just it's spread out.
Is it blooming?
Oh yeah, and even in partial shade, it's blooming. But I do like the red, and it goes by wonderful names, really creative names like Really Red, Chili Red, Simply Red.
It's a running joke here at Milberger's that, Mark, there's so many different hybrids.
And then they bring them in. They're very popular. That's very good.
He goes... He remembers the name from last week, and then he goes out there, and they've changed. It's a new variety.
It's a new shipment and a new variety. So, but the one I said, you know what Calvin forgot, blooming right now, is rock rose.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that. Oh, it must have been a mistake by.
It's not my favorite. It's not my favorite like it's yours.
Yeah, it's more my favorite.
Tell us a little bit about it. I can see it right there.
Yeah, there's a few that we have here. Rock rose is blooming right now. It is in the hibiscus family. Pavonia is his scientific name. And full sun, tolerates a little bit of shade, but it has these pink flowers on them, about an inch and a half across, and you can use them on a slope, you can use them on a flat bed, you can use them in the back. Usually what I do is use them in the back and then something else in the front.
They're probably as drought tolerant as the lantanas.
Yes. So they would be what we call hydrazone together, the same amount of water needs. And I think they're a classic, and they're blooming right now. So it's a native plant.
I've seen them. You mentioned they have a little bit of shade tolerance. I've seen them that look like they certainly have more shade tolerance than the lantana, other than maybe the lavender.
I'm being on the cautious end, so protecting myself, as it were. Yeah, you could go partial shade, strong partial shade.
Is it my imagination, or do we sometimes have a white version of that Pavonia? Or is it all of them pink?
I think they're all pink. I don't think they've developed a white yet.
It's kind of reminds me of the growth habit of the blue plumbago.
Yeah.
Kind of a little more less disciplined. Than,
it's a wild. It's open canopy, open form, if you will. But yeah, so you like it small groups in the background, and then you can fill in with other stuff.
Now, some gardeners out there that have a long history with, well, I hope they mention that New Gold had, of course, deer-proof lantana, but that New Gold has one insect problem. Now, this year we haven't seen it, but
pest.
Other years we have.
Yeah, so we knock wood. We haven't seen it for 3 or 4 years. Or I haven't seen it for 3 or 4 years. Or Molly may have had reports of it. But I haven't seen it. But when it comes through, those lace bugs, they'll suck all the chlorophyll out of the leaves. And it'll look like you have this translucent light.
Reminds me of like spider mite.
Oh, yeah. So it's the same effect because the insects are doing the same thing. Now spider mite is an arachnid, but these are lace bugs, and they're doing the same thing. They're sucking all the juices, all the chlorophyll, what have you, in the leaves.
And some gardeners will go ahead and take their string mower and their first sign, or if they've had a history of it even, they will go and go skim off the, first 2 inches off of the top of the planting, and that kind of gives the plants a new start, a new charge, and quite often, not always. There's a debate about this, but sometimes that means that they can. They'll go back into a bloom period again. They'll overcome that lace bug attack. So that's one strategy to deal with it. And the best thing, of course, is that they can be like Mark mentioned, for the last 3 years or so, not affected by the lace bug. But that is a good choice of that's a plant. And that's another one that really looks cool on the slopes. I've got kind of a slope in my yard, and that New Gold lantana on the upper slope, and then down in the lower slope does well on both of those. Great choice, and back every year after the freeze.
Hey, I saw on Facebook, again, the Book of Faces. This is a hint I want to pass along to everyone. Speaking of mowing down if it was infected, using a hedge trimmer. So that, and he was using it particularly for poison oak and poison ivy, so that the string trimmer, or the sharp blade like you find on a steel or another piece of equipment, might spread all the pieces all over the place, whereas a hedge trimmer would keep it all in one location, or fairly amount of one location. And I thought that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So, and what he was using it for is he was also, he had steel for a sponsor, so he was modeling the new steel electric hedge trimmer, where it was a combination, where it was a hedge trimmer on a pole.
After the break, we're going to talk about this some more, because there are some questions.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 8867.
Yeah, we were talking about lantanas, and we were talking about hedging versus string mower.
Yeah. And I'm not talking, in this case, the gentleman was not using a hand hedger, and you're absolutely right. That would take out my back within 30 minutes, maybe.
Yeah.
But this was on a electric wand where you could adapt mini heads to it.
And we, both Mark and I, have quite often, maybe once a week, we mention that be careful with string mowers around newly planted trees, because it's easy to strip the new bark on especially some of the species, though, some of the oak species and sycamore and things. And if you do that, you're going to, at very least, you're going to reduce the growth speed, but you can kill them. Yeah. You can, or set them back. I had a situation where one of my oaks had a growth rate that was twice as same species, but twice as fast as the other one. And then when we took a close look at it, it was because of the injuries to the bark there, which is the Mark, what do we call that layer underneath there?
So the cambium layer is the single most important part of the tree.
Yeah. Really,
it is producing the xylem on one side of it. That's the water conducting tissue, and it's producing the phloem on the other side. So that carries the food down from the leaves, down the trunk, and to the roots.
And if you break into that or intercept it, that's what you're doing, is reducing the growth rate.
That's it. You're killing it, and you're killing at least that part of it, and then that will slowly reduce the tree growth.
But it's good to have both of those tools, and everybody has a little different. If depending on your strength of your back and your, I hate to say it, but your age, and I like to have that battery-operated chainsaw, small one, and then that hedger with the battery-operated. But I also like having a string mower for some situations. I have a wonderful experience with weeds. My landscape seems to welcome every kind of weed you think about, and especially pigweed. But this year, the sunflowers, I didn't do a good job of limiting my sunflower patch to 10 by 20.
They've taken over a little bit.
Yeah. So, and once they get pigweed or sunflowers, once they get 6 feet tall, don't think about being able to pull them out by hand like you could when they're shorter.
You're going to need that chainsaw.
Yeah, or at least that hedger. So that, and then speaking of that sunflower, now is a good time to be collecting some of those seed heads. Now our cardinals and our goldfinches won't be happy if you collect those seed heads, but if you want to identify or have seed heads, put them in a sack, and then you put them out on the area where you want your sunflower patch to come up next year. And you don't have to do a lot of work on that patch. You can rough up the soil a bit so that the seed will make contact with the soil. But if you put some of those dry seed heads in an area where they can make contact with the soil, you can expect to have a really aggressive sunflower patch next spring, and then you can have happy goldfinches and happy oh gosh, every kind of
Yeah,
seed-eating bird.
There's a whole
chickadees,
host.
chickadees, and
sparrows, chickadees, blue jays. They like a little bit bigger ones, but
cardinals.
Cardinals, for sure.
Oh, all the sparrows like them too.
All right. 210-308-8867. We have Frank on the line. Frank, thank you for calling.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sure. Go ahead.
Hear me. Yes, I'm trying to see if you have any idea of how to get rid of sticker burrs.
Oh yeah.
One of our favorite topics.
Well, you
Oh, geez.
put them on
All
your.
right. First, where are you located?
San Antonio, north side, near Bulverde.
Okay. All right. Near us. Okay.
Now the first thing you want to do is for the best way to prevent them is a pre-emergent planted. It's too late now.
Yeah. It's so they are a warm season grassy weed. So it's more important in the springtime.
And you would plant them in. What do we want there? We plant them in February.
Yes, Kevin and I always have discussions on this, but certainly I would want to get it in February, around the 14th.
Yeah, well,
anytime in there.
Any daytime.
You know.
This year has been exceptional because a lot of the ground was bare,
Right.
because of the drought. So the sandburs took advantage of that and
then we got
germinated
rain.
everywhere.
Yeah, we got rain, and so we got bare soil, some seed, and rain.
So put that down February. Apply a pre-emergent. Dimension works. Barricade works. A number of them work.
Yeah.
And then right now. Well, let's see. You got a couple of choices.
Do mine. Do my favorite.
Well, the one that works. It'd be great if you can find the plants that have not matured yet. You can just take if you got a little sharp shovel and you just pick them out and throw them in a garbage sack. But most of them are already sharp and ready to be sticking in your pets and in your feet. So one of the ways that if you can drag some kind of a rug part over that area where those mature sandburs are, you can catch a lot of them in that cloth.
Yeah.
And it's not nearly as effective as the pre-emergent, but it's the solution you got now. The thing about the sandburs are that they'll sit there and wait until the conditions are right for them to mature. So you put your February application of the pre-emergent. Now you address them by either, if they're young, you pluck them out of the ground with the shovel. If they're mature, you get the seeds to stick to some kind of a old carpet piece or something. Quite often it works. I used to drag it behind a tractor. I mean, riding lawnmower.
Yeah.
And that
it's growing through my Bermuda grass.
Yeah. So that's why I like it, because I like to do that.
The other thing with the weeds is that I've been telling folks that a lot of people are applying the pre-emergent for the winter weeds now. If you apply a pre-emergent or any kind of herbicide, you want to keep that lawn mowed. That Bermuda grass low, because that makes it competitive, and the herbicide gets down to the soil or gets down to the weeds.
And you like to bag it. If you can bag it somehow, that frequent mowing, you're going one direction 90 degrees and then 90 degrees the other direction. but bagging it. Now a lot of mowers,
that's kind of hard.
A lot of modern mowers don't allow that anymore. But that's what you would like to do. So you by mowing, you stress out the grassy weed. You encourage your Bermuda by keeping it low, and you can collect the seed. So that's why you'll see David Rodriguez and others, mow. Wait a minute, I invented that one. Okay, yeah, mow, and if by doing that consistently, you can reduce your weeds.
And the sandburs stay pretty low in the landscape. They're not like
they'll fold over.
Yeah, they're not like the bed straw or hen beds or some of those that will. You can really control them by mowing, but you can't control some of them, and then plus it helps you be able to collect the seed, and then if you're willing to do the cloth or the piece of rug, and you got the low Bermuda grass, that rug reaches a lot of those sandburs and collects them. So, now, if your neighborhood is close to mine, but I kind of looked at when I looked at all the sandburs in my yard, I said, "Oh my Lord!" But it turned out that there weren't as many as I thought there were. They were in streaks or
right, exactly. All of a sudden you can see, and you see it's like a little stream of sandburs going down through the yard.
And so that's why that rug, piece of rug, and you can usually find those at big box stores or any place that sells.
You can weight it down, small children or animals. It works a little bit better that way.
Yeah, if you got a teenager looking to earn some money, have them drag that carpet piece around.
Drag their little brothers or sisters along on top of that piece of carpet.
All right, sounds good.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
The sandburs are tough, man, once they're established.
So what I usually tell people who are looking for a quick fix, like an herbicide or something like that, I said, no. To do it right, it's going to take at least 2 seasons.
Okay.
2 years.
2 seasons.
2 seasons. 2 summers.
And if you're from Wilson County or someplace that's got sandy soil, they'll tell you how tough it can be.
Yeah, that's why I asked you. I asked you where your place was, because we do have a lot of phone calls from Wilson County, and it seemed to be either gophers or sandburs, and they have a problem with both down there.
All right, keep us informed.
All right, well, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Good luck.
I'll give it a try. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Frank.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
210-308-8867. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was just saying that if you have pets, that's an added complication. Because my West Highland Terriers, they every year kind of establish places where there's less likely to get sandburs. And, I talk about how dedicated they are to me. But if I go into sandbur country, they say, "Bye, Dad. We'll see you later." Because I'm not going down there with join you in the sandburs.
And that's always kind of an ironic thing. So if you have a lot of pets, dogs in particular, and they're producing these pathways or runways, and that tends to expose more dirt. Well, what is those grassy birds like? They like that open patch.
Well, and then
you're expanding it.
That channeling that we talked about, that's part of it too. It's a lot of it's moisture and the bare soil and everything, and part of that comes from the paths that your pets have, or if you're blessed with coyotes and raccoons that move through your yard, they can even create those paths.
Hey, there's an idea. Pull raccoons behind behind the lawnmower.
Sure,
and let them collect all the sewers.
Let me know if you are able to outsmart the raccoons. I've taken
maybe not.
I've had a problem with the raccoons on my hummingbird feeders, the sugar water. I think it's one individual. She she pulls them off and throws them and breaks the glass or leaves them, puts them on the roof.
Yeah.
So now every morning I put them out, and every evening before it gets dark, I take them out and put them in a secure spot so that she won't be able to find them. I can feel her watching me out there. And I have a little discussion with my West Highland Terriers and say, now they should be able to help me prevent this. But they kind of ignore me too and say, the list of things that I expect them to do is too long, Dad. So.
They promise, we'll be behind you every step of the way, Dad.
Yeah. As long as you don't go in the stickers.
Yeah.
All right. I take it we don't have a list of sale items today.
You don't, but I do have sale items.
I don't, because I forgot my newspaper.
Well, I didn't find them in the newspaper.
Okay, well, we'll have to rely on Alex.
Yeah, we talked about
our memory.
Yes,
from Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
You know, that's like 3 days ago.
Yeah. But
I can't remember that far back.
We have the Vinkas on sale in a 4-inch pot, regularly $179. They're on sale, 8 for $12. And
they are one of those that are dealing with this weather and the deer and everything just perfectly. It's just like just the way I like it. They're saying the Vinkas
scoff
at the dry weather and deer.
Then I saw some coming up. Purple fountain grass. It's on sale, and a number 3 for $18.88.
And I had mentioned that we don't often see purple fountain grass or any of the ornamental grasses on sale. So that was
20 years ago. That was a big deal, man.
Yeah. So that's why I think we talked a little bit about it for yesterday's show. But yeah, it was a big deal. And in fact, it became a superstar because it was so popular.
And it's easy to, it's cold sensitive, so you have to put it in the shelter. But it doesn't need a light or anything.
Yeah, I don't want to say it has like rhizomes or corms like other grasses or plants. I don't know that much about it, but I could leave it in the ground, hope for the best, or like Calvin says, just simply pull a little bit of it up and put it in a container.
Yeah,
you chop it down and put it in a container, and then plant it out next year when it gets warm.
It doesn't have to be a perfect root ball. Just all you need is a good portion of the roots, and you can let them even kind of dry out, and they'll perk up in the spring again when the weather warms up.
And as I mentioned for yesterday's show, I think ornamental grasses can play a large part in this what I call the dry tropical look for around your pool area. So that those types of plants are not going to get into the pool, are not going to clog up the filter or what have you. And so some of those things are some of the palms that we have, the sago palm.
How about the lantanas, too?
The lantanas. Some of the bigger ones might be kind of a nice screening. So certainly these native and non-native fountain grasses were really well.
I don't think the plumbagos are a good choice because there's little blue blooms everywhere falling off.
But so often I see like crepe barrels next to a pool, and I'm like, just why? Yeah. You want the tropical look? Yeah, you got Chinese windmill palms. You got sago palms. You have little dwarf pygmy palms. And then some of these
you don't want the ones with the dagger.
No agaves or anything, although they would look nice.
Yeah.
But that's that concept.
They're tough to swim or to even walk by.
And rock around, yeah. Although that might be and prevent neighborhood boys from coming over into the pool. Yeah, that would work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Except
so maybe you want
hate to see the blood there.
Well, we got.
How did you get us into this?
Y'all went somewhere, so I think that's a sign to take a quick break, and we'll talk about the rest of the sales we have. 210-308-8867. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. We're talking about some of the plants we have, or items we have for sale here at Milberger's this weekend. Another one we have is Esperanzas, and a number 2, they're on sale for $16.88. Another Texas superstar.
Yeah, they're very attractive, and of course, the Gold Star is the one that you want if they're available. Then recognize them because if they're over 2 feet tall, 2.5 feet, they should be blooming. But those big yellow blooms, and those blooms are a favorite of the pollinators, especially those hummingbirds. And at least one of the gray hair streak is that's its favorite place to lay its eggs. Mm-hmm. So it does welcome the butterflies as well as the hummingbirds. Good plant.
Good plant. We also have Coleus on sale in a 4-inch pot, regularly $179. They're on sale 8 for $12.
Look at that. What color do you describe that as? Is it maroon or is that a red? Red. That's a hard color to describe, but gosh, it's really showy over there. And then there's a lot of other choices that include more green, but that red. Mm-hmm. You see it, Mark? The Coleus.
Oh, the Coleus.
Yeah. Right here, right on the front there, the red one.
Yeah, so kind of a weird little pink, but I think it has a dark green leaf and then it has a pink color, so it kind of modifies it a little bit.
Oh, but are you looking at that same one I am with the dark red?
Yeah. Yeah, right underneath the ferns.
Do you think of, Alex, do you think of that as, when you look at that, do you think of that pink?
Not pink.
Maroon even.
Maroon.
But anyhow.
But I think the leaves
that's
modify.
One of the things about Coleus. You got lots of choices. Green, the reddish, and lots of patterns on the leaves.
There is I don't know if that one is, but there's a Coleus I really like. It's a maroon with gold edges. So solid. But there's also ones that are multicolored and a floral design on their leaves, and so you have a wide choice on the cover.
They're all on sale, right?
Yes, they are.
And tell us again what that is?
In a 4-inch, they're regularly $179. They're on sale 8 for $12.
All right.
Wow. Yeah,
so that's good. Well, you got numerous ones. You can make a bed. Mm-hmm. You can make several containers. So that's very good.
Saying right here that they belong to the mint family. Is that something y'all know, or?
No, it's not. I didn't know that, but not in the realm. The mint family is one of the largest families there are. It's not the largest family. It's one of the largest families. So, and it's usually you tell a mint, something that's in the mint family by its square stem or squarish stem.
And if these are related to the mint family, they're not as aggressive as a lot of the mints we know.
So spearmint, mostly spearmint, can be an aggressive ground cover.
And they are quite often interested in the sun, but they can put up with a little bit of shade tolerance.
Yeah.
But not as much as these that are on sale here are shade plants for sure.
Mm-hmm. So, that's interesting. All right, I'll have to look that up.
We have those.
Thank you, staff.
Mm-hmm. We also have interior plants are on sale, 15% off. So I know we've talked about a few, but they include monsteras, bromeliads, ferns, and a lot more others that are inside the greenhouse here at Milberger's.
I'm playing with the bee. The bee that's affecting us here.
Well, there's a lot more plants on sale.
There is.
These are for sale, but they're. I know our gardeners want to be alerted to the fact that we've got the recommended varieties of tomatoes, and it's time to plant them for the fall too. And so if you're into Tycoon, Amelia, Ruby Crush, BHN 968, Celebrity, Sweet 100, most of those that we recommend, they're available, and they're in 4-inch containers, and they should be planted. They can be potted up if you want them, or of course tomatoes do very well in large containers. And then the pole bag is there too. Yeah. If you want to give it the rodeo tomato for $26, a chance to test it in your garden, they're available.
They're available now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. We're all in agreement here that they should go in the ground or in the large container as soon as you can.
That's right. And the idea is that you want to beat the cold weather now, and so you get them.
Oh, cold weather. I want it to come soon.
So planting the tomatoes now, when should people expect, I guess, the fruits to start?
Well, it's always a problem. I was thinking about this the other day when I was thinking about tomatoes and growing them. We'll have calls later on in September, and it's why aren't I getting any fruits set? And that's that nighttime temperature. Well, it's got to get below a certain one to get good fruit set.
Well, I think it's less of a problem of fruit set than it is people saying, why aren't my tomatoes that are full size, why aren't they ripening? And we always say that you should be able to harvest a bunch by Thanksgiving. And sometimes you get a little longer season than that, sometimes you don't. But if you got full size fruit by Thanksgiving, you're in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
And that's what that's the target, and that's why Amelia and all these semi-determinate and determinate varieties are there, because they concentrate on getting to fruit-producing size quickly, and then they concentrate on setting fruit. Now,
by the way, I like that. I like Amelia. It's somewhat smaller, but I think it has really nice shape and a really nice taste.
You know who else likes it? Steve Brown likes.
Oh, does he? Okay.
Yeah. That's one he mentioned that he likes to grow too.
So, and we have it here.
Yeah. So that if you want tomatoes for the fall, it's time to pick the recommended varieties. Now there is a debate about. In fact, if you are in the Men's Garden Club and you saw their newsletter, there was my article in there, and about it's time to plant the fall tomatoes. And then there was another successful gardener's article in there, and says, well, if you got indeterminate, you just leave them, and you'll get your fruit by the fall. And then there was Charles Bartlett, the vice president of the Men's Garden Club.
Well-known horticulturist.
And he had an article in there, and he was kind of a compromise in between the two of them. Now, my issue was, an argument was, and that if you do the research or the statistics, you look at them every year, you would, in the long run, you would get more production if you, here in San Antonio area or Central Texas area, if you plant them two seasons, a spring crop and then a fall crop, you'll end up with more fruit and higher quality fruit. Maybe not every single year, but in fact, over the long term, if you do two crops rather than the one crop, and you rely on indeterminate, now you might you get some sentimental satisfaction by planting those old-fashioned tomatoes,
right? And
you can go out there and talk to them and say that, I hope you appreciate the fact that I planted them, even though you won't make it produce any fruit before the freeze comes. But
it says, don't worry, you just hang on to the fall. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. Just hang on through the summer, and you'll be okay. So a lot of those are indeterminates. Those are some of those old-fashioned, aka heritage ones. Something has a boy in it. Cherokee purple is a very
Cherokee
common.
purple might be one that will be successful. Yeah. That's traditionally one that's on the edge, but it should be interesting. It'll be fun to kind of watch how that comparison ends up. So if you kept the indeterminates, you're trying to give them a little more time, and you're not going to do a fall planting, but if you take the conservative route, you've pulled the spring plants, and you're planting one of these selections, semi-determinate or determinate selections, the same ones that produced a lot of fruit this spring, and then hopefully you'll beat the cold weather, and you'll have another nice crop to harvest. We'll see how it turns out. And if you want to do that planting, and we've got all the varieties you need. And another good thing is, just to remind everybody that these tomatoes do very well in containers.
Big containers.
Yeah, I always say 15-gallon containers. Yeah. And some folks say 5-gallon, which is kind of tough, because if you get in a wind with a 5-gallon container full of fruit, it gets knocked over.
Or if I say if you're home a lot, because that 5-gallon may require twice a day watering.
Yeah.
So if you have that, what else was I going to say? Oh, don't forget your fertilizer.
That's a good point.
Because the tomatoes tend to be on what we call a heavy feeder, and
they're production machines.
Yeah, and make sure that water is consistent. If it's not consistent, then you're going to have breakage, cracking, and then blossom in rot.
Yeah. So be watering and with this 99-degree heat, and especially if they're in a relatively small container, you got to almost every day you're going to have to refresh the water.
So like I mentioned, I have a half molasses tub that I got from another nursery, and got one tomato in it this year, and I'm gonna feed it like it's no tomorrow. Oh, I hate that term. I should never say feed it. I yell at other people. I'm going to fertilize it like it's no tomorrow. and I'm going to be very consistent in my watering. It's right next to my door, plenty of sunlight, and I'll have to water it every time I walk through my back door.
Well, and if it doesn't work out, we'll be able to tell Mark will have tears in his eyes.
We'll be looking forward to updates.
Because it's my BHN 968.
It won't just be Mark. It might be the all those gardeners that have the old-fashioned indeterminate tomatoes, and they gave them an extra 2 months to produce their fruit.
Yeah.
And they'll be, as the winter comes and the freeze comes, they'll be saying, yeah, cover me up, give me another 2 months.
Well, we'll be expecting some updates from both Mark and callers at 210-308-8867. Or take one last break for today. We'll be right back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. Now, Mark, you brought up these deer repellents.
So, Kevin and I have been talking about this. It's still a wonderful time to plant perennials and even a tree or so. Now, I don't recommend large trees at this time, but I saw somebody looking at the citrus, and you can do that in a container-grown pot. So some of these smaller trees. But you know what? They've been raised wonderfully. They've been taken care of. They've been properly fertilized, properly watered, so their leaves are just lush, and the carbon to nitrogen ratio is wonderful. So it's very attractive to pests that come on four legs. And so Kevin and I have used liquid fence for many years, more years than I'd like to acknowledge. And I've just sat here and read the ingredients. It's garlic, white egg solids, and
sounds like a good breakfast.
Garlic and thyme oil, other ingredients, and then sodium lauryl sulfate, and you might know that's the stuff in your shampoo to make it all nice and silky and fuzzy. Whereas that's the popular one. That's the old one, liquid fence. We swear by it. Calvin and I swear by it. There's a whole new series called I Must Garden. And they have deer repellent, they have rabbit repellent, they have bear repellent, mountain lion repellent. I exaggerate, but all kinds of repellents. This one is even more tasty. Again, whole egg solids, garlic, clove oil, white pepper, cinnamon oil, and lemongrass oil. The thing is, when you plant, and these plants have been well taken care of, and the foliage is lush, the carbon to nitrogen ratio is wonderful for all kinds of four-legged pests, deer, rabbits, what have you.
I thought he was talking about four-legged bugs.
No. Well, you can have four-legged bugs. They're 6 inches, 6 legs. That's their definition.
The good news is that those deer products do not hurt the butterflies or the.
No, well, some of the beneficial oils may affect some insects that are on that, but as a whole, no. So anyway, consider these repellents, the liquid fence, and the I Must Garden products when you plant, if you are in neighborhoods that have heavy deer populations, because it's very dry out there. And they're going to come looking for your freshly planted plants.
Well, and of course they'll eat your citrus any time. Yeah, that you want to plant your citrus in a place where the deer can't get access to it.
And those bucks, in 2 months we'll be looking for nice locations to rub their antlers. And there's a few citrus that have a few thorns on the trunk, but a lot of them don't, and they're beautiful rubbing places. And of course, the bucks will get a lovely scent, citric scent, on their antlers, and become more attractive to the females. That's a joke, son. That's a joke. You see me smiling.
It sounded scientific, so I was just listening.
It has a hint of truth in it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Look at that butterfly there. How large it is.
Oh. You haven't had blue spots on it?
Can't really tell from this.
Yeah,
distance.
it looks like that female. Oh gosh.
Was that the one we're talking about? Female Eastern?
I think so.
The Eastern.
Yeah.
What's the rest of its name, Alex? Do you remember?
No, but I know you have the pamphlet.
Get your
right
handy
there.
pamphlet out.
Oh, that's right. That's why I have it here.
And I've noticed.
Eastern
I checked.
tiger swallowtail.
Tiger.
I checked this morning, and they still don't have the replacements on it. So we just may want to talk to staff at this moment and say you need to refill the butterfly
Pamphlet.
container.
Mark, you asked if we had citrus for sale. We don't. We do have some other sales.
Oh.
We have knockout roses and drift roses on sale, and a number 3 on sale for $29.99. We also have Tangerine Beauty Crossvine and a number 5, regularly $29.99. It's on sale for $24.88. And then,
And if you want I guess we don't.
what's that?
The butterfly vines are not necessarily on sale, are they?
No.
If you're looking for a deer-proof vine, which we had a lot of gardeners looking for after that article we wrote, that the butterfly vine is the choice. Plus the Carolina jessamine and the star jasmine.
Star jasmine.
Yeah, so there are some of those vines that are deer-proof, and you would spray even if they're deer-proof, you would spray them for at least a couple times to discourage the curious and the bossy deer from testing them or pulling them out. They in the long term, they generally will not eat them, but anybody that's planted new plants in a place that's got a lot of deer knows that it surprises you sometimes. Even vinca, which is pretty deer-proof, but the deer will sometimes pull them right out of the ground. Zinnias for sure. So, yeah, go ahead with new plantings in deer-proof or high deer traffic areas with the deer repellent products, and there's a couple different choices. And the liquid fence is the one that Mark and I have had a lot of good luck with, but there's also some other choices there too. I don't know what the price difference is, Mark. Do you? They can look at the labels. And,
So you can look at the labels.
And then look at
I
the
won't
price.
mention the price difference. But.
We also have Coco Loco on sale, regularly $29.99, on sale for $22.88.
That sounds like something a druggie would plant.
Is Sammy Hagar involved in any of this?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
What's been blooming these past few weeks, and a lot of them are getting really tall.
That would be nice if we could get a report on that soil. Have you used that, Mark?
Yes, I have used it. I always prefer my sphagnum peat moss rather than that. I just like it better.
And so what you're using that for is a planting soil and for an acid situation?
So an acid situation also, it works well in a hanging basket. So the Coco Loco works well for that. It absorbs a lot of water and distributes it evenly over time, just like the sphagnum peat moss does. I just like to have the sphagnum for the
That's
acidic.
what we're used to from.
Yeah, I'm old-fashioned, but also it does have some acidic properties.
Pride of Barbados is on sale, and a number 2 on sale for $16.88.
And we can see it blooming up a storm right through there,
Yes,
right
they
over
are.
there by the...
Throughout town. A lot of
that's
people
true.
have masses of it, mass plantings, and they're just beautiful right now.
I have one growing in our backyard right now. It came with the house, and yeah.
It's in pots?
Is that a feature?
I think it's in the ground.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Did the realtor point that out? And a lovely Pride of Barbados in the back.
Nope, no one brought it up. For a moment there, it seemed like a pesky weed, so I kept cutting it down. And then finally looking at it, when it popped up here, kind of clicked. So I think it's about 2 or 3 feet tall right now.
Okay.
No flowers yet.
So, but you did recognize the foliage.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, it is. It's hard to believe on how showy that bloom is, especially when it's right in front of us out there.
That's true. The last few items in the last 3 minutes. Vitex is on sale in number 3 and a number 5. They are 20% off.
And
they're starting to show up. The big one is starting to show maybe additional fall flowering.
Yep.
Of course, its major one is in the spring.
And that Vitex is another one that the deer don't eat.
Mm-hmm.
But that is also one that you will you need to spray your liquid fence on when with a new planting, because they will pull it out and test it.
Yep.
And as Mark mentioned and described several times through the past week, one of the in the nursery, and they've been pumped up with a lot of nitrogen and other nutrients, and it takes them a while to get their chemistry back in place so that they protect themselves from predators that well, I don't know if you want to call deer predators, but animals that will eat the foliage. They will eat it when it's fresh from the nursery, but after it's settled into a site and established, the chemistry limits the desirability as far as eating it. So spray it at least once every 2 weeks for 4 weeks at least.
So that when that natural process is occurring, the spray will help protect it during that changeover.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll notice the smell, and it'll reassure you that
it's working.
Yeah.
The old-fashioned liquid fence has less of the nice smell, and this new one has more
tolerable,
more spice scent on the label. Maybe that's why it's a little bit more expensive.
It might be interesting to run a little experiment.
Maybe someone's used it out there.
We'll see if we can't, maybe if we remember next weekend, we'll see if we can't encourage some gardeners that have tried the two products to see how they both had success, which we expect.
Yes.
That'll be great.
And we will be live both Saturday and Sunday next week here at Milberger's. But we thank you everyone for listening. Alex Escobar, Dr. Talon Finch, and Mark Peterson. Thank you for listening. We'll be back next Saturday with Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Have a great week.